teacher here is supposed to be the most intense and demanding instructor in all of clowning, and shit, it's Roger, isn't it? It's gonna be Roger.
All right, jagoffs, the name's H.J. Rimmons. Look to your left. Look to your right. By the end of the semester, 60% of you will be dead by your own hand. The rest will be clowns. You dig?
Okay, I'm out of here.
Huh. I'm a little confused, because you said here on your application you wanted to be a clown.
More than anything.
So what's your gooch, kid?
Dimples?
Dimples? Pretty buckety gooch, don't you think? More horncorn. Relax, just sliding your whistle. Why don't you show us what you got? Come on, man, no pressure. Just lay a little jape on these cats. Whatever you got, no big. Fart was a nice touch. Smells, too. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be looking at the next Emmett Kelly. Of sucking!
Oh.
Football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football.
Welcome to Turkey Week. It's Monday night. We're recording on a very special night. Not usually what we do, but the games are pretty much locked up. You got your boy Mike Stem and Will Howard here to bring you all the madness of the Crossroads Fantasy Football League as we continue to inch closer and closer and closer to the playoffs. We have some crazy stuff happening. We have teams that are on an absolute tear, winning games that we didn't think were possible, climbing up the standings and securing spots. We got people locking down buys. What is going on, my brother Will? How are we feeling on this Turkey Week in November?
Oh, we're feeling fantastic. We're feeling unbelievable. I mean, you and me both got the dub, which is fantastic. It always feels good to put your feet up on a Monday night and not have to check your phone constantly to be like, oh, did my player score this many points that I need to get the win? Oh, did the other person, I'm just waiting to see how much points my opponent scores. Like, I love that it's already done and dusted, to where I don't have to worry about a thing. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm like any Jahmyr Gibbs manager right now. I mean, it's just like putting my feet up and just relaxing, just chillaxing. So it's been a chill weekend. It's been a fun weekend, but a lot of shakeup in the standings. A lot of things that were confirmed and a lot of things that the tides are turning. Let's just say, what do you think, Mike, of the tides?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think it's pretty crazy, and we're going to get into it to see what's been going down with Kevin's team. And who to thunk it? Shawn has completely, I mean, the greatest rebrand of all time.
Can't stop winning.
He has completely turned his season around, and we're going to see what all that means as we go forward. So I think you're going to flash up the standings and show people. So you guys should be seeing that right about now. It's going to be right over here. You can check out the updating standings. We don't have the official one as of yet because it is Monday night, so we will put this in post. But you will see the standings. So as of right now, when we go through it, we're going to basically be doing what we project is going to happen unless something crazy happens in this game tonight. So going forward, I think the place that we got to just jump into, let's just start at the top with you and me. I think with our wins this week, you are basically at this point securing a bye.
Yes.
And I'm pretty much, I would say, 70% secured in a bye week. So how are you feeling right now? Securing your bye week, pretty much locked in as the number one team this season going into the playoffs. Does that make you excited? Does that make you scared? Do you have anything you want to say to the league as you're about to make your postseason run as the number one seed?
I mean, it is very exciting. It's nice and it's nice to know that not only am I not having to worry about taking the ACT or flipping a sign or going to a Waffle House, on top of that, I am guaranteed to at least fight for third place and at the minimum, fight for third place and fight to get my money back. So then it's a net negative. You know, it's like a Dave Ramsey sort of ordeal, you know, better than I deserve sort of ordeal. It's good to feel, you know, as you said, with my win against Tori and your win against, who'd you play? Against Joel. And more importantly, Heather with the surprise upset loss to Shawn. The only way that I don't get a bye week is that if I lose both my games, Heather wins both of her games, and I believe Heather makes up about, I would say, probably 100 points difference for me to be in third. So it's not going to show in the standings on Sleeper that I'm locked into a bye spot, but it will at least... It's 90% there. And for you, I would say you're more in like the 60% range, because if you do lose the next two and Heather wins the next two, you will get bumped down. So, but it's still a positive percentage overall. And, it's kind of surprising because I felt like I feel like I have a hard, these next two, this one and next week, were really hard against the Melton household. And as of right now, the strategy of using their kids to fight against them has been successful, and it will be at least 50% successful. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's good. Thank God for Jameer Gibbs. Thank God for JSN. Because out of the 213 points that I scored, they scored over 100 for me. And I mean, I feel bad for Tori, because Tori throwing up a 178 is respectable and would win against a majority of these other teams, but she sadly went up against the guy who got into the 200-point club.
Yeah, which stinks for Tori, because it was really a must. I feel like a must-win game for her. Not a must-win. She still got 2 games, but it was tough. I mean, but that was the thing, is when we were looking at the schedules, like it's just she had a hard road this week. So, but yeah, so I feel good about my team where we're at. I think that I'm going to be having the bye, which I think is great. Like I love the fact that we're there. I'm there. So, yeah, I feel like I had a really good season, and I deserve to be the spot that I'm in. I feel like I made some good trades, and I think the trades were mutual on both sides. I don't think that I ghosted anybody on a trade or fleeced anybody. I feel like they benefited both sides in some way, and I feel like it positioned my team to be better. And so I feel good about where I'm at. And I still think that I think obviously this week, if you have JSN and Gibbs do what they can do, I don't see how someone's going to beat you in the playoffs. So I think for you just got to hope that juice kind of get you there. They still have it. The one thing I would say that's good about the Seahawks and the Lions is that they are not locks for the playoffs in the NFL, so they've got to have their teams perform.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to bode well for you long term. So
yeah, and that's a nerve-wracking thing about being first now, is like, I don't want to get a Kevin situation where it's like, oh man, I'm first. I've only lost 2. And one of those games was only by 2 points that I lost to. So now it's like, if I crash out in the first game in the playoffs and finish 5th overall, that's not gonna, or finish 4th overall, that's not gonna look good. Like it's almost like I have to make it to the championship to be respectable.
Yeah. So moving on from that, we're going to go to Heather, who's obviously a lock for the playoffs, but she is still contending for the bye against me, which means that she needs to win against Caleb next week, which is a winnable game, and she needs to win against Joel the week after, and I would need to lose to Kevin, and I would need to lose to Caleb. So, I don't know. I mean, it is conceivable that she could go 2-0 and I could go 0-2. In which case, we would flip positions. So if we each go 1-1, it's going to come down to point differential. And
I think you got the point differential.
Yeah. So I can see a scenario where I go 1-1, closing out this week. I could see where me or Heather could potentially catch a loss to Caleb, just because his team has that blow up to potential, which we saw with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So I could see a situation where we could go 1-1. I don't think each of us are going to go 0-2. I think 1-1 at worst. And so if that's the case, I think I'm a lock for the bye. And I think she is going to be in the 3rd to 4th spot of the league when the playoffs starts. Kind of what's your thoughts on that?
I'm a little nervous for Heather in the sense of this is just me thinking out loud, because in the end, she's locked in the playoffs. So maybe it's like, who cares what happens for the next 3 weeks? And maybe she Maybe at this point, who cares what happens in the next 2 weeks? You're locked into the playoffs. You're not locked into the bye week. But it is I think it's a kind of a concerning viewpoint. Just in we said last week that Heather had the easiest schedule, and she's already lost one. Caleb and Joel are winnable games. I think Joel's been putting up some decent points, but Caleb is. I mean, we'll see. Who the question, the $1 million question, which I'm going to look up right now, is who is Josh Allen playing next week? They're playing Pittsburgh. Definitely a blow-upable game overall. So it's just one of those things of like, Heather's team has kind of gone through this big transition where the first 5 weeks she was very, very scary. Like she was 5-0, and then up to this point, she is going to be 3-4. So it's definitely a big dip in performance overall to what has happened. And I'm kind of confused of how it's happened, because if you look at her team, for the most part, it's been the same team. It's been Daniel. Like, we can't be like, oh, it's because it's Daniel Jones. She's had Daniel Jones since like what, week 3, week 2?
Yeah.
It's always been Williams. It's always been Taylor. It's always been Puka. It's always been Flowers. Kelsey has been in and out, but for the most part, he's been a decent tight end. The flex in the defense is probably what switched the most. Now, granted, Ladd McConkey was on the bye, and Garrett Wilson is currently still on IR. But it's just kind of interesting to see the flip from the first half of the regular season to the second half. She has been so off, And I don't think I've really noticed it until I saw Shawn continue his winning form and do the math and be like, well, she's 8-4. Man, at week 5 she was 5-0. What's going on? So it's one of those things of like, I feel like thinking about it, surface level, it could be like, whatever. She's secured the bye, so who cares? Let's bring it into playoffs. But further into that, it's like, man, she has not been what we thought she was from the first 5 weeks, and that might be a little concerning for the playoffs. What do you think?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think that it's obviously at this point in the game, based on the point differential between me and her and kind of the rest of our schedules, I do not think she is going to get the bye. And if she does, like, great, that's awesome.
Crazy.
I think the thing she needs to focus on right now is what team is she going to put together for the run in the playoffs. And what I mean by that is, do you consider, like you said, she has gone with Daniel Jones this whole time. Do you consider moving away from Daniel Jones and going to a veteran like Matt Stafford later in the NFL season, because he knows how to win in these moments? He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Do you make that transition? I do not think you move off of Jonathan Taylor for a second. He's had a down week. That's not going to happen. So do you do that? I mean, obviously the injuries have hurt her tremendously this season, and she's kind of had to persevere through that. But that would be one thing
big
I would
ups
look
to
at.
her.
Yeah. That would be one thing I'll look at, is like, do you go with Daniel Jones? Do you go with Matt Stafford? And what do you do with Joe Burrow? He's supposed to be coming back this week.
Yeah,
he should be playing this week. But what if he comes back, dude, and he balls out? I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
The Bengals are just like so far off it. I mean, I don't think they're even in the hunt right now for a playoff spot. So it's kind of like one of those questions of like, do you risk a Jaden Daniels situation with the Commanders where it's like, why the heck is he out there? Like, Jaden Daniels, like they're losing by a lot. It's late in the game, they still have him out there, and then he gets injured. It's like, you just got your man who always has some sort of injury every season back. I mean, are we really trying to play for it? I mean, what's the Bengals record right now?
Yeah, no, I think you bring up a good point.
And you got Joe Flacco, who's like,
yeah.
It's just
but I think with our team, you get Ladd McConkey back. You obviously put him in where the Singletary play is, which like that's an upgrade.
Yeah.
You got 2 points from your kicker. Like, maybe look to get another kicker besides the Eagles kicker. That's a random weird score for a kicker. 2 points. That's it.
Missed a field goal. That's
Yeah,
why.
so I mean, I think like, I don't think it's like she doesn't need to panic. I just think she needs to answer the question, is she going to roll with Daniel Jones or Matt Stafford? And I think she just got to kind of pick who she wants to go with there. I
Yeah.
do like Matt Stafford's schedule coming up. It's like I think he plays some teams where he could have some big blow up potential. He's going against Carolina, Arizona, and then he has a game against Detroit in Los Angeles against his former team. Those next 3 games could be big points for him. So, but
Yeah.
again, she's just got to kind of make that call. So, moving on to where things get interesting, we think after this game we are going to see a check mark probably by Katie's name for a lock in the playoffs.
Definitely.
And I think that's going to be. And so the question now that we're getting into is, what are these first round playoff matchups going to be? And
Hmm.
we could be seeing Team Girlies duking out in first round, Katie versus Heather. Because as of right now, before these games are finished, as of right now, Katie would play Rev Kev and Shawn would play Heather. But it looks like Rev Kev this is Heather and Kevin have losses. So I think that's going to move Kevin down to play Shawn, and I think it'll move.
I don't think that's how it's gonna. I think it's probably not gonna be Team Girly. I think because that would involve Katie having to switch positions. I think right now what we see in the standings of Katie versus Kevin and Shawn versus Heather is most likely. The two
Gotcha.
variations would probably either be Shawn and Kevin switching positions if Kevin keeps losing and Shawn wins, or somebody else, Caleb or Tori, takes Shawn's spot. So Katie right now needs to think for I would say overall with looking at the remainder of the schedule, I think I'm 80%, I'm 70% confident you're playing Kevin. I'm 20% confident you're playing Shawn. I'm 10% confident you're playing something crazy happens where like you're playing a Caleb or a Tori, and like Shawn and Kevin just like go off the deep end and Tori wins the next two. Actually, I don't even know if that's possible. You're playing Kevin. So what do you think of the Katie versus Kevin just early on between the two?
I think Katie's beaten him this season, right?
Yeah, and then I'm playing Katie, and we've had 2 matches already together, and I've beaten her twice.
Yeah.
I believe the first time was very close, very
I
very
think
close.
the Katie Kevin matchup would be fun to see in the first round.
It would.
I think that would be interesting to see, and it looks like that's what we're going to have happen. So which is, I don't know. I think that's kind of fun.
I think that is a fun one. It's a battle of the people who work in ministry. Who's the holiest? It's fantastic.
Who's
But
the holiest?
yeah, I mean, like Kate. I mean, Katie is like. I think Katie is in the perfect spot where she needs to be right now. She is a new mother. She's worrying about all the new things of what it's like to be a mom, which is very stressful, very hard, very tiring. And our hearts are out to you. Your baby is adorable. We love her. And I think this is great. You're not getting a bye week. That's, I think, virtually impossible. You're secured in the playoffs, which is great. Take the next 2 weeks off. Who cares what happens in the next 2 weeks? You can't trade anybody. Your score doesn't matter. It might change. I mean, at least have the lineup set up so you don't lose spots to like Kevin, and then you have to plan your whole attack. But you're in the playoffs. Relax now. You got 2 weeks off
Yeah.
basically, and I think
like
that's
it.
great.
I like it. I like it. Well earned. I think she's. How do you feel about her at this point, getting in the playoffs? 2 years in a row, back-to-back playoff appearances. How do you feel about her as a manager?
I think she's a fantastic manager. I think, I said let's see what happens.
Are you
as we
going to
get to
give
the
her
end.
her due? Are you
I'm
gonna
giving
give
her her dues. She's a great manager. She was able to pull the ship around. She was able to pull the ship and bring it into her favor, making it to the finals. So she showed that she's able to take something dead and resurrect it, kind of like a Lazarus out of the tomb sort of situation. But I wanted to see what she can do when she's on top. And 8-4 with 2 games left, secured the playoff spot. You got 2 weeks where you don't have to really worry about what's going on. I think it shows she can do well. She can do well ahead. She can do well behind. So I think this has really been a great second season to just show the doubters and the haters that she is a well-rounded manager and she is able to take almost anything and make it work. Now we'll see how the playoffs go because, Kevin and me as well would be a hard matchup to get to the finals, but she's done it before. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, all credit out to Katie. Take your 2 weeks off. You earned it.
Word. Well, now we're getting into like, where do we even start here?
It's
going
depressing.
On?
It's
what
depressing.
is going on with Kevin? First of all, let's just to Gordon. This is for you, Gordon.
A round of applause.
We see you. We respect you. This was supposed to be a bye week game for you, Kevin. I'm talking to you right here. I'm looking at the camera. I'm talking right at you. This was a bye week game for you, Kevin. And your boy, Gordo, came out with the fatherly wisdom. He makes the great trade last week. He doubles down and he opens up a can of whoop ass, talking like a donkey, and he smacks you upside the head, boy. 172 on you. I mean, and Kevin, you caught another L. What is going on? And I'm going to be honest, Will, when I look at his team, I don't feel good for his playoff run.
It's crazy.
And what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's crazy because we're like, man, it's just it's wild. You know, our first video we ever recorded when we drafted, we said, Kevin, he is who we thought he is. And this is not what I thought he was. You got Lamar Jackson underperforming. Now he is questionable. He's a non-participate on practice estimate. Like, he might be injured again. So now you're nervous about that. What's going on with that? You got Jared Goff in the wings, so that's good. Saquon, you know, I'm telling you, that was your keeper.
The Eagles just look like they don't know what they don't. It's like they don't have an identity.
They're scrapping out wins.
Are we throwing the ball to AJ Brown? Are we running the ball to Saquon? Is Saquon even going to be a good running back? Are we doing the tush push to Jalen Hurts? They're scrapping out wins, but like every week, you don't know what you're getting with them. You don't know what you're getting, and I think that's really impacting Kevin's team big time. Because it used to be, we're going to Saquon every week, and that has not been the case this season.
He's the number 12 running back currently on fantasy standards, and that's not a number 12 running back as your number one pick, as your keeper, is not good enough. It's not good enough, and he's just not been, like, I remember, I think in week 3, I forgot who they were playing, but there was an audio cue when they were about to take the knee where one of the defensive players that they were going against said, y'all played like shite. And he said, yeah, but we won the game. And that's the Eagles in definition. They're not playing sexy football. They're not doing crazy stuff. There's no dime throws from Burrows to Chase. There's no unbelievable backwards hurdles from Saquon. But they're getting wins. And that's great for the Eagles. That's great for Taylor Nelson or any other Eagles fan. That's terrible for you, Kevin. And it's just not looking good. And, I mean, Cook was cooking. Brown was cooking. Pittman did okay.
And I look at this. That's what I'm saying. I look here at Cook with 26, Brown with 38, and I'm like, how do you lose this game? But Williams with the goose egg, this amazing trade you made for a kicker, 6 points.
6 points. He is not
trash. You know, and I mean, it's like Hawkinson, 5 points. But the thing is like 14 points from your QB, it ain't going to cut it in this league. It just isn't. And 16 points from your number one running back.
Yeah. And we're talking about a hypothetical situation where, like we said earlier, depending on how these upcoming games next week go, if Shawn continues his fire run and beats me and Kevin takes another L, Shawn might be above Kevin.
Yeah, which would be crazy.
That would be embarrassing. Like, I don't know how many more times I have to say, Kevin, you must. But Kevin, you must get out of this rut. And it's just,
well, Kevin plays me. Kevin plays me next week.
That's hard.
So you go against the second highest scoring team in the league, and then he ends the season. He plays Torrey. So, I mean, he could catch another L this week. He might not right the ship till week 14, and he could still lose to Torrey.
And I want to say that, you know, Shawn's playing me next week. That's going to be a hard matchup, but Shawn has been belt to ass to any team. It doesn't matter the score right now.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump there, dude. Let's just give him his due. I mean, this guy is on fire.
Yeah.
His team is balling out.
That's crazy.
44 points from Prescott. Bijan with 17. The Genti trade, is it going to pan out for the man? 28 points for Genti. Jefferson with 10. Ibuka only brings in 7. Kind of interesting to see what's going to happen there with Mayfield being out. Goddard, 5, not enough. But you got Brown with 24 points, which I think is going to be good for him because Jamar Chase is suspended and T. Higgins is injured. So Brown could be the go-to guy for him, and then McMillan is playing right now for the Panthers. I mean, it seems like his team is catching fire at the right time, it's just he's got gasoline going. So I'm not. It's not a guaranteed win for you next week.
No, it's not, especially when you look at my team. Bucky Irving, we have no clue if he's going to play next week or not. I mean, they literally say, oh, he'll be back. Oh, he'll be back. I mean, the man has literally logged in 4 weeks. He's been out since week 4. I don't even know why I'm holding on to him, mainly probably because I don't want someone else to pick him up. That's the only reason why he's on my team right now. Addison shows absolutely nothing. I kind of have a tight end issue. And then also, as you said, T. Higgins is out now. So I've just lost another wide receiver. Now, luckily, Jacoby Myers, it looks like he's getting a little bit of life back in Jacksonville with the Jaguars, which is looking good, throwing up 17 points. I could throw him there. But, you know, we're kind of at the point where the teams are starting to thin out due to injuries or just due to poor performance. So, yeah, Shawn might go to 6-7.
Yeah. So, I mean, if Shawn gets a win this week against you, he moves to 6-7. And let's say Kevin loses against me. He moves to 6-6.
6-7.
So he moves to 6-6, Kevin.
No, he would go 6-7. He's going to 6-6 this week. He'll go 6-7 next week if he loses to you. So they're tied.
I see.
And
no. Well, Shawn would go to 5 if he wins. So because Shawn's winning this week.
Yeah, so he's going to 5. So they're both going to go to 6-7. And currently, Shawn has more points scored than Kevin does.
So if Shawn's going to 5-7 this week, Kevin's going to 6-6.
Yes.
Then the next, so if Kevin loses to me, he goes to 6-7, and then if Shawn wins, he goes to 6-7, and Shawn has the point. So
Shawn would go up. Shawn would go above Kevin, and
right
Kevin's in relegation battle.
If Shawn wins this week and Kevin loses this week coming up, Kevin plays me, Shawn plays you. If that happens, Shawn moves up and Kevin moves down.
Yeah, it is quite the possibility. And then going into week 14, he goes against Katie. So like Shawn does have a hard 2 weeks, but I mean, we said like this is probably the best situation for Shawn right now, and we're gonna get into it further as we analyze Tori and Caleb's team. But like this was the best week possible for Shawn. He continues his run against a hard opponent, gets the win, and then his 2 competitors lose. So now, on top of having the points differential by over 100 points on the nearest person, he now has a 1-game advantage. So even if he loses to me next week and Caleb and Tori win, he'll still be in 6 at the worst.
Yes, because Caleb and Tori, they go to 4, and they're going to go to 4-8 by the time this is put
and
out.
Shawn will go to
4-8,
5-7.
and he's at 5. So he's got a game buffer,
and point buffer with 2 games
left to play.
So it switches over. Now it's like Shawn's probably in this.
All right, so we've gone ahead and we've flossed Shawn as much as we can. Let's say he goes 0-2. Let's move down to Tori and Caleb. Can they get in? What do they have to do to get in?
Well,
so let's go to week 13. Tori is going up against
Joel.
Very winnable game. So let's say Shawn loses. That would put them back tied. So Shawn still has the point differential there if Tori wins.
Yes.
Then we got to go to
Then it's week 14 and they go against Tori goes against Kevin. Shawn goes against Katie.
So I still think Tori cannot give up.
Tori
cannot
can't
give up.
Yeah, no, not at all.
She still has a very, I'm not going to say easy road, but she has a road and a path to the playoffs. And Shawn still has a mountain to climb to stay in.
Yeah, he needs one. If he gets one win and he's in, basically. Win and you're in. Whether this week or next week.
He's basically on Everest, dude, and he's up and he's about to make the final push to get to the summit.
Oxygen tanks are low.
Oxygen tanks are low.
You might die. You might die on the way back down, aka playoffs, but you got to the top at least before your untimely death.
So he still has work to do to get in, and Tori just doesn't have as large of a hill to climb to get back in that spot. So
yeah, but we're talking about Kevin is going to have 4 losses on the ballots. Tori is now on. Tori and Joel are the two. Their losses are coming up. This will be Tori's 3rd loss in a row, and it's just crazy that 3 weeks ago we were like, Tori, you've done it. Like you've more than likely secured the spot. I don't think you would have. I don't think I would have believed you if you would have told me 3 weeks later that Shawn would hop over her and has the potential to put the final dagger into her playoff options. But it's crazy. Let's quickly look at Caleb as well, because Caleb, aka Josh Allen, is still a likelihood. He's playing against Heather, and Josh Allen is playing against Pittsburgh, and then week 14 he plays against you. Josh Allen is playing Cincinnati. Possible.
It's just hard for me to think he's gonna win any games. I mean, he put up 112 points this week.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at his team. Look at his team. He had for some reason he had Brian Thomas on there.
That's what I'm saying.
He was out.
What's going?
Juju Smith, Jonnu Smith, big goose egg. Granted, Olave was on bye. Xavier Worthy injured. I mean, it's literally, if it's not for Josh Allen, Etienne and Etienne, crazy 2 last names, back to back. I mean, his team would be trash. I mean, you're talking about over 100 of his 147 points came from his quarterback, his RB1, and his RB2.
Yeah,
it's wild. So who do you think between the three? Looking at upcoming schedule, looking at current form, who makes it in?
I just can't believe that I'm going to continue to say this, because I just don't understand how you can pick against him. But I gotta say, I think Tori gets in.
Well, and what's the reasoning why Tori gets in?
I just don't think. I think Shawn's going to lose these last 2 games.
You think so? We'll see.
I could be wrong. I mean, dude, he's going up against you and Katie.
So those are 2 very hard games.
I think he could go 1-1, but I think Tori has a shot to go 2-0.
It's true, but if he goes 1-1, he has a point differential. He's in.
If he goes 0-2 and Tori goes 1-1, does Tori get in?
Let's do the math. So he's going to be 5-7. He would finish 5-9. Tori is going to be 4-8. 4, 5, 6. No, Tori would go over. Oh wait, no. They would be the same score.
So then he has the point differential?
Yes. I mean, that's a big thing. That's why it's 1 win and you're in, because unless Tori comes up with unless Tori gets 200-point club back-to-back weeks, if he gets 1 win and then loses and Tori wins 2, they're going to be on point differential, and he's already ahead before this week's points come in, he's 143 points ahead of her, and that distance is going to be gapped by another 50 points. Right there.
Yeah.
So you're talking about she needs to not only win 2, but also score like 175 points more than Shawn in the next 2 weeks. That's not happening. So again, Shawn, 1 win, you're in, my guy.
Yeah.
And personally for me, the last time I said that I was giving up on Tori's hopes, she turned it around. So I'm going to try a little bit of reverse psychology. So that 2 weeks from now I can go the sleeper. I think Shawn makes it in.
Okay.
So I've just spoken it out. Tori, your team can now do well, and you can sneak back in. You can sleep your way back in to that final playoff spot, and we'll see how it goes. But, I mean, I think realistically, Shawn is in the better spot, and I wouldn't be surprised if Shawn gets an upset win against me. Granted, I said that against Katie this week, and for the most part, I destroyed her, but that's thanks to Gibbs. So,
yeah. And I mean, if Tori would have started Kareem Hunt and Shakir, yeah, she may have beaten you.
She might have. I mean, the rest of my team did booty, except for my top 4. Higgins didn't do much. Yeah. I mean, the tight end and the kicker I had to pick up because both of mine were on.
But this is my point right here. Like, Tori, I think has the juice on her team. I mean,
she does.
She has a 200-point score right here if she started these other people.
Yeah,
which is like pretty crazy to say.
And that's unfortunate. Like,
it is.
Would you have played Kareem Hunt against the Colts? I probably wouldn't have. Shakir against Houston, but Shakir has burned him before. I mean, literally the week before got 0.7 points.
Yeah, I know.
So it's I got to give her the benefit of the doubt. It's like, if I had a team like this, I'm struggling to figure out who I'm putting in my flex spots. So like, I feel for her a little bit. I feel for her. So
gotcha.
Shawn makes it in.
All right. So then at the bottom, it looks like we're going to have in the toilet bowl, we're basically saying we're going to have Tori, Caleb, Joel, and Gordon for the battle of the bottom.
Yeah. As of right now, let's say hypothetically, everything stays the exact same, just for ease. Right now, it'd be Gordon versus Caleb, Joel versus Tori. Winner is saved from the king of last place and the punishment. Loser has to have that final week battle in week 16. How do you think it goes up? Let's start with Gordon versus Caleb. Who do you think wins?
I think Gordon's going to beat Caleb, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Gordon beats Caleb.
Okay. Joel versus Tori.
I think Tori beats Joel.
Okay. Caleb versus Joel.
I just hope for the sake of this league that Joel beats Caleb because I want Caleb to do the penalty.
Would he actually?
He has to.
Doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't have a choice.
It technically has a choice. He can choose between what punishment he does.
He can choose what punishment he wants, but I feel like Caleb needs to pay the penalty.
I think for me, I think this was a rare sign from Gordon, a rare sighting. His team usually doesn't do this, and a clock is right a broken clock is right twice a day. And this was the time where it was right. And I love Gordon. Congrats on being the dad. Congrats on doing all of that things. Your team's just not that great. And that's just how it is. And I mean, before this, you were on a five loss on the bounce. So it's funny you beat Kevin for this, but I think for the most part, I think Gordon loses. I agree with you. I think Tori loses against Joel.
You mean beats Joel?
Sorry, I think Tori beats Joel. And then between Joel and Gordon, this is what I hope for. That's a hypothetical situation. You know, this is the second time that the clock is going to be broken twice a day and be right. I think Gordon's going to beat Joel. We say, you know what, Joel? You can make us drinks again, and then we have another bartender for another Super Bowl party because his drinks were good. And that's what I want. That's what I'm manifesting into the world. If people want to agree with me, I bet you for a fact Joel would prefer serving drinks than taking the ACT or flipping a sign or sitting at a Waffle House as a dad. Like, he would take that in a heartbeat, and that's what I want.
Oh yeah.
I'm selfish.
For sure. I mean, it's not a bad thing for the league if we get drinks from Joel again.
Same. Yeah. It's good. And I think that's how you wrap up the bottom half. I mean, while we're at it, let's talk about the top half. Let's, we said
you want to go there? You want to go projections?
I mean, we've already talked about the bottom half and what we think.
Let's go.
And we also already said that we think Katie's going to beat Kevin. We're saying hypothetically.
Let's just say things stay the way they are.
Because right now the standings are staying what I'm looking at right now, which does not have this week's wins in accordance, I don't think anyone's changed positions yet, technically. So right now, I get the week 1 bye as first. I play either Katie or Kevin. You said Katie's probably going to beat Kevin. So we got that first round done. You get the bye as second place. You go against either Shawn or Heather. Who do you think wins in the Shawn versus Heather fight?
I think that Heather pulls out the win against Shawn.
Okay.
If Shawn, I'm gonna go with.
You
Heather.
You don't think he can do back to back?
I'm going to preface this by saying I think Shawn has to win his next 2 games, or he has to win one of the next 2 games to get in. I think that's extremely difficult. So.
Oh yeah, you think Tori's coming in? So
I think Tori's potentially coming in, and if that's the case, I'm definitely going with Heather over Tori. I think it's a lot to ask for Shawn to go 1-1 and then win the next game.
Okay.
If he stays in.
But you think
he basically has to win. I feel like he basically has to win 1 game to lock it. So I just think winning 2 of the next 3 games for him and his team is going to be a tall task, especially after being on the run that he's on. And I just don't think you can carry that momentum that far. So I just think he's going to run out of steam.
And but either way, if it's Shawn in there or if it's Tori in there, you have Heather.
I'm going with Heather over both those teams.
I think if Tori gets in, I think Heather wins. Shawn is just on such a crazy streak, and it's been good. I'm kind of riding the Shawn hype train. I think right now, if Shawn makes it through, I think Shawn might be able to go back to back and fight Heather. So now we're going into semifinals. Me versus Katie, based on Katie beating Kevin. Who do you think wins that?
First of all, I really hope Katie plays you because I think it's very poetic justice that you didn't give her due at the beginning of the season, and I would love for her to play you, and I would love for her to beat you because I think it would just be very poetic. However, I think that you're going to win that game. I think that you're going to win that game. I feel, and I'm not trying to jinx you. I'm not trying to do that. I've felt like you're going to win the league for quite some time now, and your team continues to just show up week in and week out. So I don't see anybody stopping you. I think you have the most 200-point games of any team.
Do I?
I think so.
I don't even know. I think I have. I'm going to do a quick look. 2 180s, a 160, 180, 217. That's 196, 267. I do have the highest do have the highest scoring in one week. So that's 2, 145, 175, 186, 161, 213. So I have 3 right now, which might be the most. I think you have 2, at least.
I'm looking.
Oh, he's perusing.
I have 3 as well.
Okay,
so we're tied.
And first and second, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I mean, we got to see. I do feel like my team is very volatile right now. Again, the tides change if Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't get 67 points and JSN get 42 points. So there is that. But I got Jahmyr Gibbs on my team. He's fantastic. Don't know if I'm going to keep him for next year because JSN has also been fantastic and he's in round 4 while Jahmyr Gibbs is in round 1. So there's always that. But I have to back myself. This is the pressure that you get when you're at the top. I got to back myself. I can't say that I can't sit here at the top of the mountain and say that I'm not going to get the job done. I got to believe my team can get the job done. I think I make it to the finals. And when I get to the finals, I want to win, but I'm happy either way because at least I'm coming home with at least some money in my pocket after this stressful season. And you know what? It will that will be my payment for all of this work that I've done here on this podcast. It'll equate to like 69 cents an hour, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to wear it with pride. It's going to be my royalties, but I'll go with me.
So I think, so moving to our bracket or my game, I think that I would play Heather
The husband and wife battle, that
Yeah.
has to be, that's going to be stressful.
Yeah. And that, man.
That's going to be match of the
Yeah, if that happens. I mean, I think I come out the winner. And I think that would be poetic if me and you both end up being in the championship game. I think that would be
it's going to be
hilarious.
rigged. The
So I
Podcast
think
Boys.
that would be great. I think there's a lot of great storylines. I think the storyline of Katie beating you is a fun storyline, and then you got to give her due. I think the storyline of the rags to riches story of Heather making it to the finals off of last season is a great storyline.
Yeah.
I also think the storyline of me and you being in the finals together is another great storyline. So I'm not really going to be upset any way it goes. I think that I ultimately beat Heather, but just on my perusing, she is actually the one who has the most 200-point games. She has 4.
Oh.
So it depends on just her team and if Daniel Jones or Matt Stafford or Jonathan Taylor decide to blow up. I mean, she catches the right things at the right time. She's pretty unbeatable.
Yeah.
So I think it can go either way. But I think my team's a little bit more consistent, and I got to bet on the consistency to get into the finals. So I'm going to go with myself being there in the finals and me versus you in the finals, with you getting the win over me, which I also think for the amount of work that you put into this podcast would be a fitting end to this season. That would be my prediction.
Yeah, I think for me, if it's well, technically I predicted Shawn winning against Heather in my bracket and going up against you. And I think if Shawn is going up against you, I don't think Shawn wins. But then you have Shawn in the third place game, possibly. I think if Heather goes, I think Heather has a chance to actually beat you. Didn't you guys play each other before?
Mm-hmm.
How did that end?
I think I won that game. We've had in our 2 games. I'm trying to see which week that was.
I can't remember. It wasn't week 10, wasn't week 9, week 8. Yes, it was week 8, and she beat you 210 to 197.
Yeah.
So I think she can do that again. So I think Heather makes it on, and I got to back myself. I think I might win this. And then that means that our third place matchup would be, in your situation, would be Heather versus Katie. Who do you think wins against Heather versus Katie for third place?
The battle of the girlies.
Battle of the girlies for third place to get their money back. Some stuff on the line for that.
Yeah, I think Heather wins that one.
I think Katie wins that.
Ooh.
I think Katie wins that.
Could be interesting.
Gets her money back and gets a nice little outfit for her daughter. Beautiful. In my situation though, I would have it as Katie versus you, or Katie versus Shawn.
Yeah.
And I think if it's Katie against you, I think you win for third place.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good about our predictions. It makes me feel good talking about it.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
With all that analysis, I mean, we just got to finish how we always finish.
That's right.
Winners and losers of this week.
There's a clear loser.
What week are we in? Week 12? Winner and loser of week 12.
There's a clear loser.
Who's your loser?
It's gotta be Kevin, dude.
I agree. It's just like Kevin will be the loser consistently until he gets a win. Until the win comes, it's not even
that he got a 4th loss. It's just that Gordon handed it to him.
Yeah. He got loser last week because we're like, oh man, he's just L after L after L. He gets loser this week because he lost to Gordon. If he loses next week, he gets loser because now he's below Shawn. If Shawn wins. So now it's like, he's got to be the loser. Who's your winner?
Yeah. I want to say my winner's Gordon, but I can't say that just because I got to go with the winner being Shawn. And not because he got a win. That is definitely part of it. But honestly, me and you gave him a lot of crap for the trade he made. and Genty came out and he performed and propelled him to a great win. I mean, without Genty, as of right now, he would not win this game. I don't know who he put in for Genty, but Genty got him 28 points. He's only winning by 20.
Yeah.
So I would say he's the winner from going out and making that trade happen. And we gave him a lot of crap for that, but it got him a win, and he had to get wins. So yeah. I'm giving him winner of the week, not just because he won, but because he backed up his trade with a good performance.
Yeah. I think this is the first time in podcast history that we have the exact same winners and losers, because my winner is also Shawn, but for different reasons. I still don't think the Genty trade is a great trade. Genty went off. That's great. It's not consistent enough for me to be like, oh, it was a good enough trade yet. But then again, for argument's sake, for playing devil's advocate, we said that you have to get in the playoffs, especially after this trade, and you're doing that. The reason why I think you're the winner is because the winner isn't always just based on your performance, but based on circumstances. You not only won your game, did your job, but you got the winnerest circumstances of your two competitors both losing at the same time of you winning. So not only in your own performance did you win, but in the circumstances of where you're at, you are winning. And that just makes you an all-around winner. So, 5 wins on the bounce. When does it get stopped? Does it stop with me? Does it stop with you? Or does it stop in the playoffs? Or does it not stop and he wins the whole dang thing and pulls just an unbelievable run to glory? We're going to have to find out later on. Looking into the matchups for Week 13, here are the matchups. It is myself versus Shawn, my ballsack Ertz. Katie versus Gordon, a house divided. Kevin versus Mike. Heather versus Caleb. And then Tori versus Joel. Who is your matchup of Week 13? If you had to pick one.
I mean, I think we're all going to be watching Shawn versus you. For sure. Yeah. That's my matchup of the week.
My matchup is going to actually be, I think it needs to be the Tori versus Joel, because we said Tori needs to win. Tori needs to win. This, no offense to Joel, this is your low-end fruit of easy pickings. You got to win this one. If you don't win this one, it's scary. It's scary. Halloween was almost a month ago, and it's scary still for you. So that's where I'm at. I think that's the game to look out on. But, I mean, I think we got quite a few ones. If you beat Kevin gets another L. I mean, that's just going to be hilarious. My fight versus Shawn is looking like a very fun matchup as well. Can Shawn tackle all of the Titans that are up in the upper half? We'll see, but I think next week's going to be fun. And as we get closer to those playoffs, every win, even every point means something now. What do you think?
Amen. Mm-hmm. Dude, this has been great. This has been as we get to the end of the regular season, this has been an awesome fantasy football season. Mm-hmm. And even though we got 2 games left, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Thanks to all the members in this league. It's been an awesome season. It's been awesome to just hang out and have the Discord going back and forth. So, and at the end of the day, I don't think there are still teams that are in it. So anything can happen. We could come on here next week and it could be a totally different story. So
could be.
You guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Make sure your lineups are set early. We got Thanksgiving games all day.
Thanksgiving games.
So get your lineups set early, and we're going to be back next week with full bellies from turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce. Hey, quick hot take. What's your number one dish on Thanksgiving? What do you go for?
I could take a whole plate of just buttery garlic mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh. With the right amount of salt and pepper. Oh, that's all I want. What about you?
I love, that is a good one, dude. It's a toss-up for me between mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Oh, stuffing's so good.
I really like both of them. I like to eat the stuffing with the mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah.
If I had to go with one, I'm going with stuffing with gravy just slathered all over that thing.
Yeah, I think my argument towards mashed potatoes is I think mashed potatoes for the most part are more consistent. I've had some bad stuffing, some dry, nasty stuffing.
I got you.
But
I understand. All right, dude. Hey, have a happy Thanksgiving. See you guys next week, baby.
Bye.
Football, 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 football.